Coming up, what one county is doing to address a stray animal problem.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. One county is seeing an influx of stray animals and officials are trying to address the issue. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more on Floyd County's stray animal situation.
On February 15th, folks in Floyd County came together at a fiscal court meeting. Some residents of the county made it known that stray dogs were becoming aggressive in some situations.
And I agree 100%. It's a problem. It is no longer just a nuisance. It's now becoming a safety concern.
Floyd County Special Project Coordinator Missy Allen was tasked with heading an animal control committee and writing an ordinance for the county. But the size of the county's facilities may make addressing the issue more difficult.
We may move them from one problem if we're overcrowding the shelter to a point that it's not safe for the animals. So you're just moving one problem to another area.
In 2022 alone, Floyd County's nonprofit animal shelter took in over 850 animals, with many more animals still waiting to be picked up.
We get so many calls here at the courthouse that we try to basically just prioritize. That's the situation we're in, and I know people get upset, and I am really sorry that we're having to do that, but that's the only way that we know how to handle it.
As for the ordinance, Judge Executive Robbie Williams expects many laws to go into effect, which will hold animal owners more accountable.
There's going to be leash laws, there's going to be spade and neuter, and probably what you're going to come down to is if you're going to have an animal, it's going to have to be registered. You're going to have a tag, and it's going to have to be registered. If there's not a tag on the animal's going to be picked up.
Taking steps to keep folks safe. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
The judge executive added that the most concerning thing about this issue is the threat it poses to folks living in communities where large packs of wild stray dogs roam, adding that a child or senior citizen could be hurt.
Well, it was another warm one throughout the region today. Even after last night's storms, we still have a few showers out there today. And that's actually cooling us off because the cooler air is working back in. The day that was a warm one out there. Here's where we were. We actually tied the record at London 77, set back just 5 years ago. Jackson, the record was just a bit too much for today. They ended up at 78 at the office in Jackson. All the stats here, we ended up well above normal, almost to where we should be, or actually above where we should be for highs this time of year for lows this morning. You see the wet roads in downtown Somerset, they sit at 63. That cooler air is working on into the region right now. Temperatures have dropped from the 70s into the 60s and even some upper 50s. Look back toward Louisville, it's 47. That air is heading in our direction. Details on temperatures staying right where they should be in just a few minutes. Steve?
Thank you. It's been 1 year since a deadly home invasion took the life of Jordan Morgan. She was an assistant Commonwealth's attorney in northern Kentucky and the daughter of former state representative Wesley Morgan. Shannon Gilday is charged with her murder. Jordan's sister, Shonda Burrows, says things have only gotten harder as time has passed.
The more time goes on, it doesn't heal. It gets worse. Jordan was very special, and she was unique. And people say those things, but she really was.
Earlier this week, Wesley Morgan filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Shannon Gilday. Gilday's mother is also named in the suit. Gilday is due back in court in March. Senate Bill 9, also known as Lofton's Law, passed the Kentucky Senate today. If signed into law, Lofton's Law would increase the penalty for hazing, which results in physical harm or death, to a Class D felony. Anyone engaging in hazing that does not cause physical harm would be increased to a Class A misdemeanor. During discussions today, lawmakers talked about taking a strong stand on this issue.
Sometimes it's not always what we do, but also it's the stance in which we take on certain issues, and I think that we're sending a very strong message about hazing as we feel in this.
The bill will now head to the House for a vote. A bill was filed in the General Assembly this week concerning the expulsion of students from schools. House Bill 498 would make possessing any kind of THC or marijuana grounds for suspension or expulsion. It would also require a local school board to expel a student for at least 12 months if they make a threat against students or staff. And it would set up an expulsion review process for school boards as well. Right now, it has not been assigned to a committee. A new Prestonsburg Park hopes to be a place for all. The city and Big Sandy Community and Technical College are working together to answer a call from community members who wanted a sensory park space for people with abilities of all types. The park is a work in progress with fundraising still underway, and the call is echoing through the region as more communities work to do the same.
They'll be the same kind of park. They'll have most of the same things, but where Martin County is 35 minutes away to 40 maybe, they'll have something for the people that are closer to Martin County and the people that are closer to here.
Those involved say the park will be much more than a playground. It will be a common ground for inclusion. Previously jailed people who had struggled with addiction are given a second chance at Black Sheep Bakery in Letcher County. Their mission has been to make everyone, no matter their path, feel loved in the community. Owner Gwen Johnson says they have seen some workers fail with rehab, but they have also seen some of the greatest recovery stories that change perspectives.
Some of them just grab a hold of recovery and have had enough of that life that an addict has to live, and they come out of it. And we've got some who have graduated drug court and moved on.
The bakery partnered with what they call Hillbilly Angels after the July flood to get food to people stuck in their homes. The City of Hazard has opened up 2 summer fellowship programs for high school and college age students. The programs are a Civic and Entrepreneurship Fellowship, which pay and train future leaders right here in our region, aiming to encourage them to come back to the area after college.
The city as a body supports it, so all these nonprofits are really excited about having the Civic Fellows in during the summer. We take a visit to neighboring cities every summer, and I've gotten a couple of them who reached out and asked if we're going to come back and visit.
Both City of Hazard fellowships are open to any high school or college age student. You can find more information on our website. Chad's Hope, a drug and alcohol recovery ministry, announced a new executive director today. Steve May has served as executive director for the last 4 years. While May plans to pass the leadership torch on March 13th, he will continue his ministry of teaching and pastoral care on campus. Forrest Quillen was named the new executive director. Forrest is a Chad's Hope graduate and longtime staff member and has served as assistant director. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, Cocaine Bear is out in theaters tonight. We'll tell you a little about what to expect if you decide to see the movie with a Kentucky connection.
And cooler weather continues to pour into the region as we see temperatures back near normal soon. How soon? That's coming up.